What's up, guys? Airman George here, coming at you live from rainy Miami, Florida. Today I'm going to be talking about needing a financial waiver to join the Air Force and how that process worked, at least for me. Now, I'm an older recruit. I'm 30 years old, and apparently anybody who wants to join the Air Force after 23 will need to get their credit checked before they're allowed to join the Air Force. Your recruiter is going to run a credit check when you initially meet with them. It's just something they have to do before they can process you into MEPS. As far as I know, none of the other military branches check your credit, not the Army, the Marines, Navy, any of those branches. So if you're watching this video and you have bad credit and you want to join the Air Force, definitely work on your credit before talking to your recruiter. In my opinion, unless you're trying to leave home as soon as possible, I definitely recommend fixing your credit to join the Air Force as opposed to just signing with the Army, the Navy, or the Marines. The Air Force quality of life is just so much better, guys. And to tell you the truth, you're gonna need good credit anyways if you want to grow and succeed in life, whether it's to buy a house, getting a good job, car loan. Good credit matters, guys, so might as well tackle your issues head on rather than just avoiding it and paying the price later. And with that said, I'm going to be giving you guys my experience with applying and getting a financial waiver because it's something I needed to get before I could move forward with the Air Force. Now, the Air Force doesn't look at your credit per se or even your obligations. They're looking for accounts that are either late or in collections or defaulted. You know, defaulted student loans, unpaid credit cards, car repossessions, things of that nature. And as for me, I pretty much had all of the above. I had a car repossession, defaulted student loans, unpaid credit cards. I was a real piece of shit in my 20s, guys. I mean, what could I say? But luckily for me, I had a badass recruiter who actually worked with me instead of just writing me off because of my credit. You're going to have recruiters that will look at your credit and pretty much forget about you because you need a waiver. And in that case, if you feel like your recruiter is writing you off and not giving you enough attention, just find another recruiter because there are definitely recruiters out there that are willing to work with you and tell you exactly what you need to fix. So in my case, I had 3 unpaid credit cards that were in collections. I had to call each credit card company and pay it off, basically. You can either settle the debt for a lower price or you can pay in full. Paying in full is always the best option, but if money is tight, settling will do the trick if your goal is just to get the account out of collections to join the Air Force. Also, for each account you settle, make sure you get a letter of fulfillment by the credit card company because you're going to need it when it's time to apply for that financial waiver. The second thing I had to settle, and this was definitely more of a challenge, was my auto repossession. There was a point in my life where I was paying $900 a month in rent, and then like $350 in car payments, and another $200 in full coverage insurance. It just got to the point where I had to choose, like, do I pay rent for this month or do I pay my car? I did what I had to do at the time and I gave my car back to the auto company. So fast forward a few years and I had to call the lender to try to make a payment plan on the car. Unfortunately, they did not offer me a payment plan. They said I could make payments on the car to lower the balance, but a payment plan was a no-go. I owed like $10K on the car at the time, and they said that they'd settle the debt with me if I paid like $5K. I didn't have the $5K at the time, but I worked for a few weeks, saved up, called them back, and made the settlement. Fortunately for me, I moved back in with my parents because of the coronavirus. Didn't have any rent to pay, so I was at a point in my life where I could make that payment. So I paid the $5K so I could settle. They gave me an agreement letter saying that my obligation was paid in full for a lesser amount, and I used that letter as proof when it came time to apply for that financial waiver. The very last thing I had to take care of was my student loans. This wasn't as challenging as I thought it would be. I caught the student loan program and was able to set up a very affordable payment plan. The student loan department sent me like a copy of the repayment plan, and I was able to use that proof when it came to applying for the financial waiver. Once you pay off or set up a payment plan for everything that's in collections, your recruiter is going to make you write a letter explaining all of your accounts that were in collections, why were they in collections, and what you're doing to fix them. You'll be asked to attach all the documents that'll prove you either paid it off or agreed to a payment plan. If you have a payment plan, you also have to attach 1 or 2 receipts of payment showing that you're at least indeed honoring that obligation. Once you write that letter explaining your debts and you have your paperwork to prove you're working on everything, you send it to your recruiter, and it's pretty much a waiting game after that. It took me about a week to hear back from my recruiter that my waiver got approved, but it might take longer considering how motivated and on top of things your recruiter is. My opinion, guys, as long as you show that you're making an effort in paying and rectifying the situation, you're gonna get the waiver approved. And it's gonna be worth it in the end, trust me. I got in the Air Force as a crypto linguist. I'm just waiting on my date to ship. I'm gonna be going to Monterey, California to study a foreign language, and I'm gonna get paid to do it. Like, that's the cherry on top. Actually, the cherry on top is that I'm gonna have a great credit score on top of joining the Air Force. I'm currently sitting at like a 640 credit score, and if I was able to improve that, pretty much doing almost everything wrong imaginable in my 20s, you definitely can too. But alright guys, that's it for my video. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give me a like and hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comment section. Let me know how your experience went getting the financial waiver, or any waiver for that matter. Catch you guys on the next one. Godspeed.